Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our next title bout of the evening. Please welcome to the cage our first contestant, fighting out of the red corner, Scott Davis.
These niggas prayed on my downfall.
What?
These niggas prayed on my downfall. On no 10, I stood tall.
You did?
Shorty just loyal to getting how to boil. Go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal courtroom? You ever went to trial and fought for your life? Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass against the plug me. They act like they couldn't hear me. Look at me now, driving German engineering. You don't want your keep the from near me, Kilroy. Remember when I used to use your L's to hit the road, hit the O and make them big boy sales? Move, remember when you had them green things made with vacuum seals, trying not to have them green things smell? Feds was on me. What you know about related through money? I don't know nothing. I just used to see them walk to the Coney. My body count go from Persian to Cody. Any further questions, you could take that up with the lawyer. My looking Finkel J Money, Brimo Low Project Joe will tell you every day before school I sold a half bow. How you think I won best dressed with no support and had them paid lawyers coming in and out of court? Hey, Wando. Hey Theo, ain't it a blessing? We made it out Kentucky after all that happened. After the pre-trials, after the status, after them impact statements, after the castle.
And his opponent set to make his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, Alistair Patterson.
Try to live in day to day like everything's alright. Just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment. Waiting on my
old dude met mom, it was on. Then he named me over a phone. Prison term, live and learn, sip and serve with my vision blurred. Take this cup of reality in the earth. When you start from the bottom, you can see the top. So when you get to it, don't let them see the spot. Next thing you know, you're looking for a rent sign. Upper echelon. We skip line. I remember reminiscing in the kitchen like, I wonder when them Braves gon' win it. I wonder when them Falcons gon' get here. Pirates vision made more than I ever made with DTP this year.
Try to live in day to day like everything's alright. Every night just one thing on my mind. I'm just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment. You say, oh, you got that? Oh, hell no, next time that's mine. As long as I stay hustling, I'm gon' shine. And just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment. Just waiting on my moment. Bad, so I'm showing it. Time came and I owned it. Just like Brian Jackson start bowling. When I touch the rock, 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 the rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is presented to us by First Command Financial Services. Financially coaching our nation's military for over 59 years. And now, this next fight, 3 5-minute rounds for the vacant SFL Lightweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing at 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds and represents Team X Combat Wrestling Traps and the UFC gym in Virginia Beach. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Scott Bucsok Davis. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing at 6 feet 1 inch tall. He also weighed in at 155 pounds and represents 757 boxing and MMA good. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Alistair the Ambition Patterson. And to give instructions in the center of the cage is our referee, Sean Spath.
And we are back for our
Make sure
second title fight of the evening.
You have any questions? Tuck gloves if you want.
This fight is set to be one of the better fights of the night.
Yeah, two gamers right here. Scott Davis and Alistair Patterson, two incredibly talented fighters. Actually, some of the most talented fighters to be in the cage so far this evening, along with of course, Gray and Hicks before us. And this is a Styles fight if I've ever seen one. The name is in their gyms. You have Scott Davis from X-Combat Wrestling Traps and Alistair Patterson from 757 Boxing. So, let's see if the fight goes to the ground, where my guess it would be that Buckshot would win, or if it stays standing up, where AJ would win.
What an interesting start to the fight here.
Good sprawl by AJ, but Scott Davis moves real quick to get into his guard, reverse the situation. Alistair Patterson doing a great job at defending from the bottom.
Both fighters working very hard to maximize the position that they're in.
A stalemate almost on the ground here.
Scott Davis with a couple of nice hits there. And Alistair is not in a good position here. Scott Davis has him in a very strong hold, but it looks like Alistair might be able to make his way out of it.
Alistair defending with everything he's got. Davis putting his heart and soul into this submission.
Alistair fought his way out of that choke.
A tough competitor there is Alistair Patterson, getting out of a very good submission attempt from Scott Davis.
But Alistair's going to need to do something to get his arm out from under his neck.
Alistair's defensive jiu-jitsu coming through for him so far.
Scott Davis making good
for a second, but Patterson not standing still, defending very well from the bottom, working to shrimp out of this bad position.
Scott Davis taking full advantage of this top full mount.
We have a chess match on the ground here in our lightweight title fight thus far.
It's a bit of a stalemate right now. Alistair making good leverage and getting himself back up out of position.
And Campo's doing everything he can to keep the pressure on Alistair Patterson. A submission attempt by Alistair Patterson from the bottom. He's got a triangle. It could be deep. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
He's got a strong, strong triangle, but Scott Davis doing everything he can to maintain his control.
Scott Davis defending very well thus far against a tight, deep triangle.
Alistair is not making this easy here for Buckshot as he struggles to maintain what little control he has left. But he's about to get out. Buckshot wriggled his way out.
Escapes out of a great submission attempt. Beautiful escape by Buckshot, and he is back on top.
Buckshot with a
Alistair
flurry.
in trouble. And Alistair not giving up. And
the
we have
round
an end
is
to an
over.
exciting first round. Great work by both of these competitors for our
What a first
155-pound
round.
belt. And we are back for our second round of action for the Spartica Lightweight Championship. Alistair Patterson with a great submission attempt there at the end, but I think after a close round, I have got to give it to Scott Davis.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. I think that round does have to go to Scott Davis.
A good first round by both fighters, but I do give it narrowly to Scott Davis in that first round. But Patterson showing us that he is a gamer and a competitor. This is two tough people in this cage. I tell you, so far in these title fights, we have had 4 warriors willing to go out on their swords and leave it all in the cage. We are blessed tonight at Spartica 29.
And a great takedown attempt by Buckshot.
A great takedown by Buckshot, but he needs to be careful, as we learned last round, that Alistair Patterson is very dangerous from his back.
He's certainly not a schlump from the ground.
Another chess match on the ground here. The wrestling from the back by Patterson against, the jiu-jitsu from his back by Patterson against the wrestling of Scott Davis.
Scott Davis very anxious to try to end this fight. You can see he wants to hit from the top, but unfortunately, Patterson is not making it easy for him.
Patterson really not letting him get that position he wants, but still, Davis in the advantageous position here.
In what's turned out to be an exciting round 2 as well. Davis lands a nice right. And the amount of energy that Alistair Patterson is having to exert from the bottom is not good. It's not good at all for his status for the remainder of the fight.
No, but he's definitely making Davis work as well. Both of them having to do their fair share of work in this fight thus far.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Nice shot from the bottom by Davis. Patterson moving out of the way and protecting himself yet again. Patterson defending brilliantly from the bottom there, but cannot seem to get out of that bad position with Scott Davis on top of him.
And that seems to be the story right now as Scott Davis lands a punch. Alistair Patterson with absolutely splendid defense. And then back to this position again. That was a very good slam.
Yeah, and he's working to mount Patterson again, but Patterson once again proving how good his jiu-jitsu is and just getting out of that bad position and bringing them back to their feet. Patterson ready to go back to war with Davis.
Davis wants to keep this fight on the ground, and he shoots well each time Patterson comes in. Davis comes with another shot.
Yeah, Davis absolutely showing us how good his wrestling is in this fight. And the defensive jiu-jitsu up. We may have a guillotine attempt from the bottom here by Patterson.
He's definitely caught by the guillotine at current, but we've seen this already. Davis has done a good job of getting out of a very difficult triangle. Let's see if he can get out of this guillotine.
Yeah, he honestly, I hate to say it, but he probably will because of the fact that
well, there's only about
Patterson not
5
in the right
seconds
position
left
to
in the
secure
round
that.
as well.
Yeah, Patterson just not in the position you want to be in for a guillotine. And there's the end to our second round in what has been another exciting fight. Two competitors going at it here, both wanting to leave it all in the cage, both dying to win that belt.
Yeah, both guys looking forward to a good third round. Let's see what happens. And we're back again, folks, with this third and final round of this title bout. We are looking to go the distance here, folks.
Back in this third final round, another takedown attempt by Scott Davis, who was an all-Navy wrestler.
And he's showing us why that is the case. He's done a good job maintaining control. But Patterson has put forth a lot of defensive tactics right here.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu just shining tonight. Learning that Scott Davis is an all-Navy wrestler just makes this performance by Patterson even more impressive. Patterson going for an armbar from the bottom.
Patterson has an array of an absolute arsenal of weapons.
Yeah, very dangerous from the bottom is Alistair Patterson.
And for Scott Davis to be able to maintain control against this, it shows his absolute dedication to win this fight as he fully mounts again.
Patterson still defending beautifully from the bottom against the all-Navy wrestler.
After such a physical 11 minutes of fighting so far, both guys have to be tired out there, but they are just not showing it.
Yeah, heart and conditioning through the roof for both of these guys. Neither of them willing to quit, willing to stop. Only one of them will leave a champion, but they both will walk out of this cage winners in my book, Brian.
Absolutely, I completely agree, Kevin. Both men fighting with such heart, such passion here for the sport.
Another guillotine attempt by Patterson. Much better position for a guillotine this time around, but he lets it go nonetheless.
Interestingly enough, if Scott Davis does pull out the win in this fight, Team XCWT will pull off a sweep on all of their fights tonight.
Which is nothing surprising from a team of such caliber and such great coaching as Coach X and Gaddafi Berthel. Great coaches, great team. I've had the pleasure of working with them a few times on my own endurance and wrestling, and they just know exactly what they're talking about. They know how to train MMA fighters. They are a very talented bunch of individuals.
Davis has maintained full guard or mount for almost the entire performance here. And the close of this third round here.
Yeah,
Davis
fantastic fight for both fighters.
It was a great fight.
That was amazing defensive jiu-jitsu by Alistair Patterson. Had two fantastic submission attempts, but ultimately Scott Davis coming out on top. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we render our judge's decision, I want to remind you that our 50-50 raffle is coming to a close. We're going to be drawing the winner for our 50-50 raffle, so go ahead and start getting out your tickets and looking at them now. We're going to be doing our 50-50 raffle winner as soon as we render our judge's decision. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Our judges score this card 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26 for your winner, all by unanimous decision. And now, the new SFL lightweight champion, Scott Bucsok Davis!
Yes, I slap loud. Yes, I slap a in his suit if he act out. Yes, I caught cases on the road with them killers, bro. Kill me if I snitch, cause if you snitch, I'm gonna kill you. spent a lot of time on the yard with them gorillas. Stood tall. Did I let niggas told me quit being silly? I know for a fact your DMs will get wet for getting this. Cause I do it better. Plus I'm doing better than getting this. I'm at home when I'm down there in Lexington getting this. About the king, they gon' drop you in. Who next to you getting this? Go get say it, Lil T. Get ahead of them again. When you take off, don't look back and try to rescue them again. I got his mans to make sure you get the rest of them again. Don't let them get the best of you. Just get the revenue again. Let's get it. So let me know what you can handle. Okay, come grab it. Here goes some extra. So if I'm busy, you can manage. Fiends happy, bling dancing, eating $60 salad. Get it there and back. Tell the feds I need a challenge. My first offer was 30 years, not a day lower. Nigga, what? I told them crackers holla at me when they sober on parole. I'm a flip. You think I ain't got that? Yeah, you right, bro. Take his head off his show. You hear me? Hit the rollie stove with the rollie on. Who was our getaway car? Jag portfolio.
All right, I'm here with your winner and new Spartica lightweight champion, Scott Davis. Scott, how are you feeling tonight? Of course, coming into this fight, you are an all-Navy wrestler, correct? So how did it feel having an opponent who was able to neutralize the wrestling and actually being challenged for once? You're known for just using your wrestling to run through opponents, actually being met with opposition for once. What was your mindset in that moment?
I had to do what I could. Stuck with the wrestling, stuck to what I knew, didn't go in any of his strengths, and it turned out well.
Good, so after this, you're now our new Spartica lightweight champ. What is next for you, Scott Davis?
Whoever wants the challenge, come and take it.
You heard it here. Your Spartica lightweight champ, Scott Davis!